Breaking news as we track Hurricane Lala.
There's a hurricane headed towards Hawaii, and our Grady-White is going to stay in the water.
This just in, the hurricane watch for Hawaii County has now been upgraded to a hurricane warning.
There's a hurricane headed towards Hawaii, and our Grady-White is going to stay in the water. We're here today to adjust our normal mooring plan into a storm mooring plan so that we have more lines, more protection. We're looking for chafing points. We're going to make sure our boat is safe and secure for the upcoming storm. So our normal non-storm mooring plan is we use 1/2-inch double braided nylon to tie up the boat. You can see the boat is very secure as long as the weather isn't going to be too rough. We have an aft spring line here, we have a forward spring line, and we also have one up on the bow that holds it in the right place. And our last line is on the starboard quarter, which holds the transom in just the right place. Okay, so we're not being judgy here, but we found a couple things that we know are bad ideas. We're always looking for chafing points. So right here, you've got two lines that are going to chafe against each other. Plus this line is going to chafe against this concrete piling. There's no chafing gear in there. Plus this line could be run more directly to the cleat over here. So we're going to fix that. Coming back here to the back, we can see they plugged into the shore power. This shore tie is dipping down into the water. We won't talk much about the fact that it still looks like a regular extension cord, but we're going to take the slack out of that for them as well, just to be a good neighbor. Take a look at this cleat. It's a pretty strong cleat, especially when it was new, but right now this thing is packed full of rust, so this would chew through a line if that line is moving around a lot. So this is why you need chafing gear. Here's a piece of 3-strand, even running over a rubberized edge, still chafed in quite a while ago. To use new lines because old lines can become diminished by as much as 75% of their breaking strength due to chafing and software inside the lines. So that's why we're going to put new lines on that we know can break from strength that's true and trustworthy. We're going to take out everything that's going to blow around in the wind. So we're going to take down our pennant. Benefit of our normal mooring plan here is that we tie up the boat with the bow pointed into the wind, which is the predominant trade winds here come from the east. We expect hurricane winds also to come from the east northeast. We're going to use 5/8 line, which is what Boat US recommends for storm lines on a 25 to 34 foot boat. We have chafing gear on the eye of this line, and we want to put this on the roughest attachment point. This dock cleat is the roughest attachment point, so we're going to remove this line and put the chafing gear eye on this cleat. During our normal mooring plan, we have our outboards trimmed up, but they're fairly close to this other dock. We're going to slide the boat forward to put more space in there. We have more 5/8 lines. We're going to switch out this aft spring line, and we're going to switch out the starboard quarter line, which will hold the boat away from the dock. Why are you taking the line?
Yeah, but
This line I see is one of the most critical lines because the wind will blow from this direction. This line sets our distance off of the pier and will determine whether the boat stays away from the dock or lays up against it. So now it has room to flex. The lines have room to stretch, as we know they will. Now we're going to tighten up all the other lines around this one to hold it in just the right place and just a little bit off the dock.
This is where we add extra fenders just in case someone else's boat cuts loose due to lines not correctly attached or maybe old lines.
We're going to stow our 1/2-inch lines until the storm is past. Some of the best guidance talks about knowing what the predicted storm surge is. We know for this storm, for our area, it's probably only going to be 1 to 2 feet. So we're looking at the pilings because we're on a floating dock. This piling can obviously come up well above 1 to 2 feet and still be secured, so our boat should stay secured. So I just raised the level of this fender so that the squishing spot is right in the middle of the fender. It was a little bit low. I'm going to tie it back in here with a slip clove hitch. But I'm going to end the slip clove hitch by putting the bitter end back through the bite, and that will keep it from accidentally slipping out. I saw smoke down there and I thought, oh no, someone's on fire already. But they're just grilling. What we do is we're gonna force some water through our deck scuppers to make sure that the boat is gonna drain with whatever rain comes. We're not gonna hold any in. So we're gonna check our scuppers and we're gonna check our bench pump. You see it coming out of the water line?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm gonna switch to the other one. Okay. Totally clear?
Totally clear.
One. It's 2.
Yep. Okay, what are you testing now?
We're gonna test our bilge pump. So there's no oil or anything in the bilge. So if I put water here and pump it over, I'm just putting clean water out. Now I'm gonna reach down there and trigger the float switch. There. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here.
We probably didn't need to put water in there, but it's such a big bilge. I've never had such a big boat. So we're checking the battery status right now. These are little Bluetooth connections to the battery. It's syncing up the data right now. It's going to let us know whether our batteries are healthy and ready to go. They are. They're both at 100%. Good voltage on both sides. All right, so we're all wrapped up here for now. The goal is not to make this boat immovable. The goal is to make it secure and address all those different chafing points so that if we lose a line, it doesn't become an entire failure of the whole mooring plan. So we've done a lot of those things today. It's not perfect, but we've made a lot of things better. And follow along. You'll see, we'll come back here to the boat after the storm passes and we'll see how we did. Yeah, right as we were about to leave, I noticed this one thing on both sides near the deck scuppers. These lines could easily be taken by water and then cause an obstruction near the scuppers. So I'm gonna make sure that these lines are wrapped up so that they don't cause that to happen. So we want to address one more thing before we go, and that's that we are leaving up our canvas. It is really recommended in most cases for heavy weather that you take this canvas down because it's sail area, and so it's going to make your boat move around more. We've made the strategic decision to leave this up because of the details of this particular storm, but in general, you should take this down.
And the last thing we did before we left was stop by a friend's boat to add another line to the bow to pull it out off the dock to make sure that they didn't have any problems during the incoming weather. So thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. Be sure to subscribe and check back with us to see how we fared in the storm. Also, let us know in the comments how you prepare for heavy weather or for a storm in your area. We want to hear all your best practices down in the comments. To wrap things up for this episode, here's a quick time lapse of how we filmed.